Welcome everybody. Lennox here from Simple123 Trader. This is the Playbook Outlook for the week of October 11th to 16th. Hope everybody's doing well. And we'll take a look at the major futures pairs or currencies, Aussie CAD, Swiss, US dollar, Euro, GBP, and so forth. Right now I'm looking at the portfolio using investing.com. And the portfolio, what it does is gives me a technical view of the strength of each of the currencies. So for example, we have, and I'm looking more on longer term at this point. So I'm looking at primarily daily and weekly going forward. And the main focus, of course, is on the weekly because we're looking at a week's look from today till Friday. Okay, so Aussie, very strong. It's been strong it's strong right across the board. CAD is very strong as well. Swiss is very strong. You can see the US dollar is showing as the weakest currency right there. So that's given us the members here at S123 opportunities to play the other currencies against the US dollar. Euro is very strong. The British pound is really strong all the way across as well. Gold is also strong. Japanese yen is relatively strong as well. Just one neutral right here, and that's it on the daily, but otherwise pretty strong. Mexican peso is very strong with a little bit of a weakness on the further out. New Zealand strength, and then on the U.S. Market, the US 30, the Dow, and S&P 500 are both very strong as well. So that's a look at again at that. Now let's go to the charts and see what the charts are telling us. And I will start off with the Australian dollar. Okay. So going to the weekly time frame, and so strength in the Australian dollar definitely, and you can see that overall we've been moving up in our structure very strongly, and now looking to push to break this high. So at this current moment in time, on this weekly bar, we'd be looking for continued strength, pushing up to the first set of resistance here. Okay, so dropping down to the daily time frame, we'll get a better look. And what I'm seeing here is a structure beginning, and that should take us back up to our resistance area here, where we'll probably get a little bit of sideways movement before we continue to the upside. But for the remainder of the week, we should look for some more strength in the Australian dollar going forward. Okay, so that's Australian dollar. Okay, let's take a look at the Canadian dollar, and I'll start off on the weekly time frame as well. And Canadian dollar, also lots of strength here. And again, our structure is showing strength to the upside. Again, coming back up to this resistance area. This is the likely trajectory to the upside, testing resistance. Okay, so that's on the weekly time frame. So dropping to the daily. Again, similar setup, just like the Aussie, and we should push again to this level, and then at this point we might get some gyrations before we continue to the upside. Okay, and I'm just drawing this arbitrarily. This could take any kind of shape. It could come down again before it goes, but in either case, we're coming up to this. We're heading for this resistance area. Okay, and next is the US dollar itself, and on the weekly time frame. Okay, so this structure on the weekly time frame now is going the opposite direction. So we're heading down, so we're looking for price to come back and test this support area, which is a strong support area all the way across. And so at this point, again, we could get this kind of bounce in here before we continue the trajectory to the downside. Okay, so lots of weakness going forward this week in the US dollar. Dropping to the daily time frame. Okay, this is what's happening now. We can see our setup is clear, and we should be again challenging this support area. Okay. Next, we'll look at the euro on the weekly, and the euro is also, again, same kind of trajectory. We'd be looking for price to push back up towards the resistance area here, and again, similar type of thing before we get that move to the upside to continue. Okay, but right now in the short term, to this week, we're looking for price to push back up to resistance. Dropping to the daily and looking at that, it's again a similar setup. We have this move setting up, so we could again push right up to this level this week. Okay. Next, we'll look at the Swiss franc on the weekly. Okay, also very strong to the upside, and from this position here, it's a similar type of move, expected move to the upside here, and again, we'll get some type of challenge when we get to resistance, but again, the push is towards resistance in the upcoming week. And on the daily, of course, this can break through much faster than I'm saying. This resistance here can be broken through before the week is out, but again, the main thrust is to the upside. That's the key takeaway. The trend is to the upside. Okay, next we'll look at gold on the weekly, and gold is also showing lots of strength, and again, structure similar and looking to push. Also trying to push back up to this resistance. Might not, of course, do that. It might take a while longer, of course, because you can see how many weeks it took to get back down to this level. So we might maybe just make it to this level at this point. Okay, so dropping to the daily. Okay, it's again set up very nicely, and we could see continued push. We might just get to this area first, maybe somewhere in here, something like that. It's totally possible that we just only get into here, but of course, any kind of news breaking negatively could propel gold much higher. Okay, so looking very strong on gold right now. Okay, and next is the Japanese yen on the weekly time frame. Also has been climbing pretty steadily. We did have a pullback this week. You can see that it is trying to climb very steady. So let's go on a closer look at this on the daily, and we'll see a little better. Okay, so on the daily, we're kind of in this mode to the upside, and it looks like again we could be pushing towards to the upside here, because right now, drawing a line here, we have challenged that area a number of times and we've bounced. So we could be bouncing again to the upside in the short term for this week. Okay. All right. So that's Japanese yen. Next is the New Zealand dollar, and also similar to the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we're pushing towards the previous resistance. Okay, so dropping down to the daily. Again, what I'm seeing is this push. Of course, we get a little pullback first, but we're going to be continuing to the upside. Again, we could break through this resistance area in no time. So again, strength in the New Zealand dollar going forward as well. Okay, look at the Mexican peso, and on the weekly time frame. Okay, not a great chart here, but the same kind of structure here, and we are again pushing towards another move to the upside. So we'll see this better on the daily. Okay, we'll drop to the daily. Okay, that's better. All right, so overall structure, and we're here and looking to continue the push to break through this resistance. So at this point here, a new structure would be taking effect to take us to the upside. So again, Mexican peso looking very strong against the US dollar going into this week as well. Okay, next we'll look at the British pound on the weekly. And again, a similar, you can see the same type of pattern setting up for most of these. So British pound has has lots of room to push back up to resistance, which is a very strong resistance area. And so again, similar type of move, strength in the British pound. So opportunities for our members to play again these currencies against the US dollar. So on the daily time frame, this is the setup, and we get this push this week towards resistance. Okay, so that's looking pretty good there. And a quick look at we'll look at the S&P 500 on the weekly time frame. Also, lots of strength here to the upside, and we can see this. You can see that we broke through that previous high, and this pullback is just a slight pullback on this move, and now we're heading towards resistance at this level. Okay, so on the daily time frame, what I'm seeing similar to what we just saw, this move that's going to take us and challenge this resistance area, and it looks likely that we're going to be breaking through that resistance area. Again, we could get some volatility here first before we do, but overall we're heading towards a new high in the S&P 500 more than likely this week. Okay, so again, back to say for instance for our members, we would be looking at Aussie US dollar. That would be just as an example, Aussie US dollar. We're looking for strength to the upside. Since the US dollar has got weakness, we'd be looking to jump in to go long and pushing towards this resistance area. So looking good on the daily there, and if you even dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, opportunities exist to catch any moves to the upside. We're heading back up to this area, so it's just a matter of we're looking for retraces and 1, 2, 3 setups to take this to the upside. If we drop to the 1-hour time frame, it becomes even clearer for our members to wait patiently for any pullbacks like that, and then a 1, 2, 3 setup to continue to the upside. So this is the opportunity that would present themselves, similar to right here. That would have been like a perfect example of what I'm talking about, and this can also do the same thing right here where I'm showing you now. Okay, and then conversely, you're looking at a pair like USD CAD or USD Swiss. We'd be going the opposite direction. So on the weekly, we are heading to the downside. On the daily, we're heading to the downside. So we're looking for tops in this case, looking for tops to go to the downside. So dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. Again, we'd be looking for 1, 2, 3 tops. This move is already on its way. But if you drop to the 1-hour time frame, same type of thing. We're looking for pullbacks to be able to jump in and catch a 1, 2, 3 top to the downside. So something like that, a little pullback in the 1, 2, 3 top, and we're on our way to the downside for some profits. All right, so that's a look at what's setting up for this week. So profitable trading to everyone. I'm done now. Thank you.